Alright, it's the next day, so we're just going to jump into continuing the projects that we didn't get done yesterday. First up, we bought a new Premier One fence, one that is a little bit taller, to come up here for the layer chickens, and so that we can take down the smaller one for our meat chickens, because they'll go in that. That's what we've always run them in. So we got to get it emptied. They're working on switching it out right now. So we got this bigger one because some of these birds are jumping out of this even though we've clipped their wings. So we're hoping that deters them a little bit. And I do have a little bit of a cold, so if you hear my voice is a little differently because I was coughing on it. But I'm hoping that this keeps them in here. So they just ran this one, went ahead and put it up, and then we just moved this one around. Alright, so my camera battery died, but what I did was with these straw flowers, I'm going to just plant them in this 10-20 tray. I didn't put anything in here. Straw flowers need sunlight, so you don't want to, you either want to bottom water or mist. So what I did is I actually soaked this soil, just potting soil, and you're just going to surface sow these. You're not covering them up. They need light to germinate. So, and they're super tiny. So my hands look dirty because they're kind of wet here. But I'm just going to sprinkle these around. It looks like little chocolate sprinkles is what they look like. And then I'm going to take my hand and I'm just going to kind of push them down, not covering them, but just push them down so they make good contact with that wet soil. And I'm gonna actually leave them right here on this table I put in the middle of the greenhouse because it gets a lot of the sun, so they need a lot of sun. And then in this tray, I just did some of my zinnias. I got some queen lime, some pink senoritas, the yellow orioles, and the polar bear zinnias. I'm just gonna bottom water these, get everything watered. So I think we are going to take a break. It is really, really hot outside, and go try to cool off and then come back and visit the strawberries in the evening time when it's a lot cooler. Yeah. So I've got everything that I needed to start already started. So lots off of my to-do list already. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try to move these all our chicks. This is mostly meat chickens, but there's some of the layers in here. They're about 4 weeks old now, and we're going to go ahead and put them down in the pasture in the Premier One fence. But you can see there's already a huge difference in the way these look versus Cornish cross. They're not losing as many feathers. You know, they look really good and kind of like a normal chicken. So this is one of the royal gray broilers. You see it's turning to its bottom there. So it is losing a little bit of the feathers, but not much. And they've just kind of fully feathered out, so they could get those back. But overall, I'm really, really happy with them. Alright, so while they're working on getting the meat chickens moved to the lower pasture in their fence, I'm going to go ahead and plant some of this celery out just in these raised beds and hope that it does good. I have definitely read all the horror stories of how difficult it is to grow celery, so I'm just gonna give this a shot, and I might fail, but if I fail, maybe I'll learn and can do it better in the fall or something. pulled them out, you could see the roots wrapping around the outside really thick. So I'm glad I got them in the ground. So I just did, if you're familiar with the square foot garden method, I just did, there's 1 celery plant per square foot. I think there was about 6. I just kind of marked it off so that there's like 1 plant per square foot space. So I got all 6 of them in here. All right, so we're back outside. Not much cooler out here, a little bit, but did get cooled off from being in the hot greenhouse for a while. And we actually sat down and looked at the zodiac calendar for like planting by the signs, and kind of got our dates down when we actually want to plant and put things out. So tomorrow is going to be the best day to plant some things. Today wouldn't be too awful bad either. But that's just something that we've done it before years and years ago, but just something we want to get back to doing. And so it's cool to sit down. We just wrote it all in a calendar and kind of got a good idea of what dates coming up in May are going to be best for certain things. So right now, Josh and Mason are getting this black plastic. Josh went to Lowe's this morning and got some black plastic to put down for the strawberries as like a weed barrier, and just to keep this soil up here nice and moist, or not moist, but out of the direct sun, you know, so it doesn't ruin the soil up here, but mainly just for weed protection. So strawberries are really prone to like mold and stuff like that if they're on the ground, so this also kind of helps them to not get molded as bad and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and put this black plastic down. So the little strawberry area is pretty much done. We didn't have quite enough to finish this. We might get another row of it. That's okay though, because we don't have enough strawberries to fill this out. We just wanted it to be done so that next year, and as the years go and these runners spread or we buy more plants, that this gets filled up. So we had to put rocks down. We also had the little big steeple things that hold it in there. But because the ground is so soft, they were kind of blowing up with the wind, so we went ahead and put some rocks down. We're supposed to get some rain day after tomorrow, so once it rains, this soil will be kind of hardened back up and those will stick a little bit better. So just until then, till it gets good and established, we got the rocks on there to hold it down. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this vlog up. I've got to go find something for dinner and I have no idea what I'm gonna cook. Probably one of those freezer meals I made last week. I have to pull one of those out. Bye, Mom. Bye. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching and God bless.